This tutorial demonstrates how to add a new expense record into the iForgeAhead system. This is something you'll want to do whenever you make a purchase on behalf of your business to record the expenses for operating your business. I'll be working on the full screen side of iForgeAhead during this tutorial, but the mobile side provides you access to the expense records as well. And the techniques are basically the same on both sides. It's just that on the mobile side the screens are laid out a little bit differently. We'll begin by going to the menu bar at the top, and under Money Matters, click on Expenses. This will take you to a list of expenses that you have already entered into iForgeAhead here. And in the Action panel, which is on the left in the full screen side, and if you're working in the mobile side, remember that your Action panel is at the top. The Action panel gives you the ability to add a new purchase in a couple of different ways. I'm going to begin by showing you how to add a new purchase manually, where you enter all the information. And when we finish with that, I'll show you a really fast way to copy a previous purchase and then edit it from there. Clicking on the Add New Purchase link takes us to the detailed view, and we'll begin by selecting the supplier, or who we made the purchase with. The date of the purchase is automatically filled into today's date, but you can change that with this drop-down date control here. The only other required field in this screen is the payment type, or how you paid for this purchase. Select an item here, and then you're finished with this screen, unless you want to fill out some of the optional information here. The payment details allows you to specify additional information about how you paid for this purchase. So in the case of a credit card, we can enter which credit card we used, or if you had selected check, you might want to put a check number here. The note field deals not just with the payment itself, but the overall purchase. So if there's anything you want to record about this specific purchase, you can enter it here in this field if you'd like. When everything is as you need it here, click the green check mark to save. That will take us to the detailed view with our information that we've already entered here at the top. The last thing to do is enter the actual charges for this purchase in this area here, and you can enter one or more line items as needed. You'll begin by clicking the green plus, and the only required fields for these rows are the ones in bold, the first two columns, category and cost. This list contains a starter list of categories for your expenses, but you can create new categories in the system under the Account Settings Manage Value Lists. So you can specify these categories to be additional in addition to what you see here. I'll begin by selecting one and then just entering the cost of the supplies that I purchased at this supplier. These last fields, item is a text field where you can enter any information, quantity and unit. These are all optional if you want to record additional details about what and how much you purchased of any specific item. When you're finished here, click the green check mark to save. If you have additional items to categorize in this purchase, you can click the plus mark again. I'll demonstrate that here by selecting a different category for the same purchase at this supplier. Once we're finished with that, we'll save that line item, and now we have both of these categories with these costs, and the total is here at the bottom. Now this purchase has been entered and we're finished here. If we return to the purchase lookup list that we started at, we'll see it right here at the top. The second way to enter a purchase is to copy a previous purchase. And this is a feature that you'll use frequently. For example, if you have a payment that is the same, for example, every month, like an insurance payment, you may want to copy that from the previous entry with a new date. Or even if the amount isn't quite the same, but everything else is, for example, when you're purchasing fuel, you can use this technique. You'll begin by finding in the list the purchase that you want to copy that has already been entered. I'll select this one for fuel, and we'll select that by clicking in this green circle over on the right side. Once you've selected a row, you can click this option in the action panel, Copy Selected Purchase. Now the system has just gone in for you and created a new purchase record with the exact same vendor, the exact same payment type, and if we had any details or notes, it would have copied those as well. The only thing it's changed is the date, and it's set it to today's current date. It's also copied all the line items down here with the specific amounts. You can edit any of this information, and I'll just change the amount for this fuel purchase here. And then save that record. And now that is a new purchase within our records. And we'll see it here in the purchase lookup list right here. That concludes this tutorial. We also have another tutorial on how to edit or delete purchase records. Thank you.